Hello, and welcome back to Yoga with Katie. I am so happy to see you guys here and to join my practice with me. You can do it in your living room, your bedroom, your basement, outside if it's nice enough. During this time, it is really good to reflect and stay grounded. So this is how I do it. This is how I keep my anxiety and my stress down. So this morning, or I should say this early afternoon, I wanted to share with you guys a little passage from, again, I know I highlighted her before, but my friend Mindy Chimay, she is amazing, Wonder Woman, and she wrote this, My Sacred Pause. So each day is like a different devotional. So today, it's called Mistakes Are Allowed. Perfectionism discourages creativity, risk-taking, and trying new things. It fuels the hustle behind the endless striving to be good enough. I spent much of my life as a child and young adult trying to be perfect. My version of perfectionism looked like earning perfect grades, being nice and accommodating to everyone all the time, arriving wherever I had to be at least 10 minutes early, and trying to be thin and pretty. Just writing that sentence makes it hard to breathe. Thankfully, I have released most of my perfectionist ways. Now when perfectionism arises, I have a simple mantra that I repeat. Mistakes are allowed. These 3 little words help me shift in big ways. They remind me that it's okay to mess up. They encourage me to not berate myself for my mistakes. They allow me to move on from my missteps with kindness and grace. Then she kind of asks like a reflection. How does perfectionism show up in your life? What would it be like to affirm for yourself that mistakes are allowed? So, with that being said, I'm going to let that kind of set in to you as we start this practice. I think it's really good to kind of set an intention. Anytime that I hit the mat, I usually think, okay, why am I here? And what brought me here? Today, reading that hit home for me because sometimes I do strive for that perfectionist type of Kate that I know does not exist. And I don't know why we put that pressure on ourselves, probably because of the world that we live in. But I started doing this because I wanted to show people that this type of path, this type of practice through meditation and yoga and self-reflection is so good for the soul. You can be any shape, any size, any race, any gender. You know, meeting you guys at the mat is probably the most rewarding thing that has hit my soul during this pandemic. So I welcome you wherever you are at today. Hello, welcome, and let's begin. So we're going to sit in a nice seated position. And we're just going to start breathing. Notice any tension that you are holding. Could be in your shoulders, your lower back, your legs. As you start to deepen your breath, notice any changes from when you first sat down and began this practice. Maybe your shoulders started to drop. Maybe you were holding them a little bit tense. Maybe you're unclenching your hands, letting them fall. Maybe your lower back is starting to relax. And as these thoughts start to race your mind, see if you can acknowledge them and just put them aside, just for right now. As you feel ready, start to wiggle the fingers, bring movement to the toes. Maybe start to roll your shoulders, trying to warm up and create heat within the body. If your eyes are closed, start to flutter the eyelids back open, or if you're gazing down, start to look back up. We're going to take that right earlobe and we're going to bring it down to the right shoulder. For some stretching. And continue to breathe. We're going to come back to center and we're going to drop the left earlobe down to the left shoulder. You may hear a crack because I just heard a crack in my neck. Bring it back to center. We're going to drop the chin towards the chest and we're going to look down. We're going to come back to center. We're going to lift the head back and drop the head down and lift the chest up towards the sky. And bring it back. We're going to do little neck circles, little circles. And then maybe you want to go the opposite way. Very good. We're going to take that left arm out to the side, put the fingers on the ground. We're going to flip that palm facing straight up, and we're going to start to lift that arm over, and we want to stretch. So again, we are meeting you here. If I'm meeting you here, if I'm meeting you just here, or if I'm meeting you all the way down, I welcome you. Continue to breathe. And bring it back down. Meet in center. We're going to take that right hand out. We're going to touch the ground. I love the ground. We're going to flip that palm up and we're going to twist all the way over. So again, here, just here, put those arms out. Whatever you feel comfortable with today is where you are at. And then bring it back nice and slow. We're going to take that right arm straight up and we're going to stretch the fingers wide and just shoot to the sky. Feel that stretch all along the side of the right. Oh my gosh, feels so good. Breathe in and out. Bring it back down slowly. Take that left arm up and shoot it up to the sky. Stretch those fingers, almost like I'm giving you an air high five because we can't actually give high fives right now. Very good. And bring back down. Now we're going to take that right hand back up. We're going to bend at the elbow, reach behind the shoulders. Okay, give yourself a little massage. Give yourself a little neck massage, a little upper shoulder massage. And when you feel ready, we're going to take that left arm, like we did at the beginning of these video practices, and we're going to wrap it behind, okay? If we are just sitting here, that is fine. that's my philosophy. That is okay, right? And then we can start to crawl to get the fingers to match. I'm going to show you another trick. I have a little towel here. And I don't know if some people have, straps at home for exercising, but I'm going to show you a little trick when you don't have a strap. I know this is a long towel, but you can take that towel, take it behind when you're practicing this, and you can start to move your fingers and your hands along with the towel to see if you can get your fingers to meet. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One last breath in and out. And slowly release back. So yeah, you could try that at home with a towel. That's a trick that I learned many years ago if you don't have a strap to practice with. We are going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So we're going to take that left arm up. We're going to reach behind the shoulder and give yourself a nice little shoulder rub, a little neck rub. Maybe use some positive self-affirmations today, like, ooh, I love my neck. I love my shoulders because it holds my head up. And when your neck hurts and when your shoulders hurt, it is not fun. That's a big job. Big job, I'm telling you. All right, and we're gonna pause. We're gonna take that right arm and we're gonna sweep it behind the back. And again, if we're just meeting here, hello, welcome. If we are slowly creating more energy and more heat and trying to get those fingers to touch, breathe in through pose and out. Release all the way to the ground. Roll the shoulders back and then roll them forward. We're going to shrug up and then release. Shrug up and release. One more time, up and down. We're going to start to slowly inch those legs all the way out. Okay, all the way out into the staff pose that we learned a couple days ago. We're gonna sit nice and tall. Imagine that string coming and pulling you up to the sky. We're going to engage those feet by keeping them nice and flat, pointing those toes up. You can actually feel, from your toes, you can feel it all the way up when you engage your toes. And when we feel ready, we are going to take those fingers and we're going to slowly walk them down for a nice forward bend stretch. Wherever you're at today, be mindful. Don't ever push yourself to the point of pain. That's not what this is about. Okay? So wherever you're at, sit nice and still. And breathe into the stretch and out. And slowly start to bring yourself back up. We're going to take that right knee. We're going to hug it nice and tight. Okay? Nice and tight. We're going to take it and we're going to switch it over that left knee for a nice side twist pose. We're going to sit nice and tall. Sit bones are nice and grounded. We're going to take our hands out. We're going to take that right hand behind the back. Take that left hand behind the knee. If you would like to get that nice deep stretch, you can engage that left hand by opening up those fingers and pointing them straight to the sky. Stay nice and lifted. And breathe. bring that right hand back up. Give your right knee a little hug. And release that right leg. Do the same thing on the left side. Take that knee up. Give it a nice little hug. We're going to take it over that right knee. Okay, always keeping as much as we can. Ooh, nice crack. Keeping those feet engaged as well. We're going to sit nice and tall, lift that chest up to the sky. Take that left arm behind the back. Take that right hand and bring it down for a nice twist. Of us. We're going to actually kick the legs out, okay? We're going to spread them nice and wide, okay? We're going to move for a forward fold stretch even deeper. So the point of this is to get nice and stretched out within the legs and the lower back. So while your feet are out to the side, we want to still keep a flat foot so that way we are still engaging the toes up. We're going to sit nice and tall, chest lifted, and we're going to take those fingers and we are going to walk them out. Wherever you are at today, welcome. You can slowly shake the head no. And shake it yes. Release that tension and then bring it all the way back up. I love that stretch. Oh my goodness. Get a little drink of water before we move into the next movement. Okay. We're going to, I'm just gonna move so you can get a different angle. From that seated position, we're going to slowly bring those knees up. We're going to take those arms and we're going to wrap them around the knee for a nice hug. From here, we're going to slowly release from that lovely, lovely hug. We're going to scoot the bottom towards the end of the mat. Lower down. Sweep the hands under the thighs, and we're going to bring ourselves up for a nice boat pose. So we want to keep that chest lifted, keep those toes pointed, and we're going to lift those arms back out for a nice pose. Some folks are at a little bit of a different phase of their practice. So if you want to try to lift those toes all the way up, you can. You can bring it down wherever you're at today. One more cleansing breath. And bring it down. Again, take those arms and hug those knees in. Good job today, by the way. We are going to do a fancy schmancy little knee, because we'll call this the knee slide. We're going to take those knees. I like to sit like this sometimes. It feels really good. But we're going to slowly start to sweep them in the back so that way we can land on all fours for tabletop. We're going to start to work our way up to a nice standing mountain pose. So here we go for this practice. I'm excited. And at any time, I brought these varieties of blocks to show you guys that I have. And these are going to help you. These are going to guide your practice, okay? I'm gonna do my best to kind of make sure that I use my bricks so I can show you guys throughout this, okay? So we're going to meet in tabletop which is all fours. Fingers nice and spread. Palms, fingers nice and grounded. We're going to lift that head up so there's a straight imaginary line from the bottom of our tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. When you feel ready, we're going to go into our cat-cow sequence. We're going to lift back up to the sky and breathe in. And when you feel ready, we're going to curl the tailbone up and exhale. Push up that shoulder to the sky and then curl out. Get into a little sync rhythm of your breath here. Time. And then meet back in tabletop. I'm going to show you guys a nice stretch for the upper shoulders. You're going to keep in that tabletop, you're going to take that right hand and you're going to sweep it through the hole. We're going to eventually rest onto that shoulder, drop the forehead, and this feels so good. For those that have a lot of tension in the upper shoulders and the neck, this is one of my favorite stretches. And then bring it back up. We're going to do the same thing, but on the opposite side. Just take that left hand and sweep it through the hole and rest on that shoulder. Bring it back up. Bring it back up. We're going to take those knees and we're going to spread them a little bit wider. We're going to put our bottom onto those feet, stretch those arms nice and wide, and we're going to come down for a nice child's pose rest. If you'd like to join me, I like to add something into my child's pose when I'm resting. I like to take my elbows, drop them. I like to do a prayer behind my neck. All right, and we're gonna drop those fingers down. Stretch nice for a little puppy stretch. I love this stretch. And we're gonna bring those arms and bring those legs back to a nice tabletop. We're gonna take those toes, we're gonna push them onto the ground for a nice downward dog. We're gonna place those hands nice and firmly, and we're going to rise together. Push ourselves up to the sky. Pedal those legs out, pedal those feet out, pedal those ankles out. If you need to take up one foot and just roll the ankle a little bit, you can take the other up, roll it up. Once you feel like you are grounded in your upward dog, we're gonna just hold here. Keep that slight bend in the knee. When you feel ready, we're gonna pop that right leg up, straight out. We're gonna fold the knee and we're gonna slowly bring it up. If you need to walk your leg up, that is fine. Sometimes I have to. And we're gonna meet in a little lunge. Make sure I can see myself here. Nice lunge, nice forward lunge. We're gonna drop that knee, okay? Keep those toes engaged. When we feel ready, we're going to lift ourselves back up. We're going to push. push the energy out and bring those hands up. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, we're gonna lift that back knee into a high little lunge here. Almost like a warrior one pose. And then bring it back down, so drop that left knee. Take that leg and we're gonna push our toes up to the sky for a nice little runner stretch. And then meet me back here. Come back down. We're gonna actually take that right hand, bring it on the inside of the leg, of the right leg. So now we have both hands pressed firmly. This is where a brick or a block can come in handy. Okay? So follow me here, friends. We're gonna take that right hand, we're gonna put that block right inside of the leg pocket, okay? We're gonna take that left arm, we're gonna do a side angle stretch. Bring that side. Oh, that feels so good. Take that left side all the way up. You can even do it deeper. Put the block to the side, put that hand down, and then bring it up wherever you are. But I also want to show you, if this is still too deep for you, flip it. Take that and bring it up. You want to maintain that chest lifting high to the sky to create that energy flow. And then bring it back down. It's a nice stretch, isn't it? We're gonna take that right hand, we're gonna bring it back around. We're gonna, when you're ready, we're gonna push that left leg back, take that right leg back, press our hands firmly. We're gonna hold here for a little bit of a plank. You can do it. If you need to drop those knees, go ahead. We're gonna hold. You got this, guys. One more breath. Bring it nice and slow down for a nice cobra. Bring it all the way up. Engage those toes. And bring it down into downward dog. We're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. Engaging the energy. Feel it coming through your body. We're going to release that left toe. Straight back. Lift it up. And bring it forward. Woo! I'm running forward fast. And drop that knee. We're going to sit that chest lifted. We're going to bring those hands up. Again, if you want that deeper stretch, you're going to curl those toes under. And you're going to lift that knee up for a nice high lunge. Warrior one. Bring it back down. And slowly meet me back down on the ground. We're going to take that left hand, bring it on the inside. You take that block, if that helps you today. Keep those toes engaged. We're going to take that right hand and we're going to shoot it all the way up for a nice stretch. If you want to drop that right hand around, come in for a deeper stretch. I'm going to walk you guys through this. Release the block. Take that left hand, come all the way down. We're going to sweep that left hand around the back of the leg for a nice little touch. My hands aren't touching today, and that's okay. And just stretch. And slowly, when you feel ready to release, all the way back up, wherever you are. Take that left hand on the outside of the foot. When you feel ready, we're going to push our leg up, push that back leg back, and hold here for a nice plank. 3 breaths. feels so good. Lift halfway up. You lift halfway up into a nice little upward fold, or you can come all the way up, whatever you feel like doing today. We're actually going to push ourselves back into a nice little rest into child's pose, because you deserve it. I deserve it too. I'm going to push those arms out and rest that head. When you feel ready, bring yourselves back up. We're going to push back into downward dog, and we're going to get into that standing mountain pose, which is one of my favorites. We're going to push those legs back, push those hips up to the sky, take those little feet, come up to meet yourself at the top of the mat. I'm going to shift so I can see you guys. Okay. We're now in a forward fold. We're going to drop those hands and just stretch. Oh, it feels so good. You can even lock your arms together and sway back and forth. If you want to shake your head no, shake your head yes. You want to hug your knees. We're going to slowly release. We're going to start to roll it all the way up. Hello. Hello, hello. I need a little water. My biggest thing is I have to stay hydrated, because if I start to get dehydrated, it doesn't help my practice. This is real, folks. The reality of it. We're going to stand nice and tall once we get all the way back up. Feet grounded, pressing those outer parts of those feet deep down, almost like a nice tree. Okay? Imagine your roots just going deep into the ground. Lifting that chest nice and high. Taking those hands and stretching them palms up. And just breathe. This is our mountain pose, nice and tall. We're going to go into a little bit of a balancing pose. We are going to be like a tree, right? Rooting deep down, bringing our branches all the way up to the sky. Okay, so what we're going to do is, oh, my feet are sticking. We're going to start to kind of get a little movement in our feet, right? A little movement. We're going to end up putting most of our weight onto that left leg to start. Lift those toes, okay? Ground ourselves. And wherever you are at today, that is fine. We're letting go of that perfectionist mindset, like Mindy was talking about at the beginning of our practice. We're going to curl that inner part of our foot, almost like pushing out to the opposite side. You can either come here for a nice balance pose. You can come up the leg wherever you are at today. Okay? We don't want to try to put too much pressure on the knee. Okay? We can either help our leg up wherever you're at today. I'm not there. Okay? I respect that. So you can even come higher for those that are more advanced. You can come down wherever you're at. I'm actually going to keep it low today. Okay? Because this is about balance. And when we do these balance poses, I'm huge into these because it is about staying grounded and firing that energy throughout our body. Okay, so I'm gonna come probably to about here. We're also trying to push that knee out towards the opposite wall. With balancing poses, it's really nice to focus on something that's not moving, and that will help you. You can keep your arms down, you can keep them at your hip, you can keep them at heart pose, whatever you feel like, but I'm gonna bring myself back into a tree, okay? I'm lifting those branches nice and high. Just hold and breathe. And bring it down. We're gonna slowly shake those toes out. Bring it to the right side. So we're gonna put that weight into our right side. Lift those toes up. Bring it to the opposite side. And bring it up to wherever you are at. I'm gonna bring my hands wide. Release. How does it feel? You start to slowly start working into those balancing poses. Whether you've done this for a few months, a few weeks, a few days, a few years, it's all a process and a path. I want to do one more fun, I'm really sticking today, fun pose, and I like this because it was introduced to me as the starfish pose, and it's fun, it feels good. So we're going to ground those feet, spread those toes nice and wide, take those arms, and we're going to just open like a starfish. I love it. We're gonna take a nice deep breath in, and I want you to exhale like a nice yogi breath. Feels so good. Slowly release those arms down. Walk those feet back together. And just breathe. I would like to start venturing more into some more balancing poses, but that's going to come later in my next video. I'm going to start doing some more of that, just to keep you updated. We're going to take the legs apart, start to walk them out about hip distance apart. And I want you to do a nice little forward bend here. So from this point, we're going to keep our hips towards the wall, towards. Okay, everything's pushing towards that outer wall. I want you to take those hands out and start to forward fold, wherever you feel comfortable. If you want to stop here for a nice little stretch, that's great. If you want to bring your hands down, if you want to keep them at your hips, we're forward folding. And wherever you land, this is a nice deep stretch. Let it go, guys, let it go. We're gonna take those hands and we're gonna walk them to the right side, and we're just going to stretch to the right side. I'm gonna bring back to center and switch to the other side. Come back to center. We're going to bring the feet a little bit closer together. We're going to drop the bottom to the ground for a nice deep stretch. You can keep your hands here, you can keep your hands here, whatever you feel comfortable. I like to bring my arms forward into a nice little prayer pose. Slowly bring yourself back down to your knees. Sweep those legs around. come back to the bottom. That was a good practice, guys. Good energy. Oh. We're gonna slowly take those legs out for our final resting. And again, I wanna keep this angled so you guys can see what I'm doing. And this time I want you to kind of either take a blankie, take a pillow. I'm gonna show you something here. At the end of the practice, the Shavasana pose, which is my favorite, is the final resting pose. I'm gonna take my blankie. I'm gonna show you guys what you can do in your final resting pose. You can come all the way down, put the pillow behind you, wrap yourself in whatever you want. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you guys, then don't do that. And breathe out. I'm gonna bring my palms to the ground. And really reflect on your practice. What were you bringing to the mat today? Why did you come to the mat? Were you able to let go of that perfectionist mindset? I want you to bring those hands together. Bring them to the mind, third eye, mouth, to the heart center. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this helps you wherever you are at.